Hi everyone, I am Charline Naces from BTBTED CCT2C. So my topic is all about speech acts. So first, let's define first what is speech act. Speech act is something expressed by an individual that not only represents information but performs an action as well. So, speech acts are actions performed through language. When we speak, we are not just sharing informations, we're doing things with words. For example, when you say, I promise to help you, so you are making a promise. Another example, can you pass the salt? Isn't just a question, it's a polite way of making a request. So, this idea was introduced by philosopher J.L. Austin, who emphasized that speaking is a kind of action. So, speech acts are generated or generally divided into three parts. First, we have the locutionary act. So, what is locutionary act? It's the most basic level of a speech act. It's simply act of saying something with a particular meaning and structure. So, locutionary act is the actual word spoken. For example, it's called in here. So, another examples, the baby is crying. The locutionary act is the act of saying something with a specific meaning. So it's about the actual words spoken and their literal meaning. It includes the sounds or words used, which is the utterance, the grammar and vocabulary used to form the sentence, and the last, the literal meaning of what is said. So, in short, the locutionary act is the act of making that sentence using those exact words and grammar. So, that's all for my assigned topic. The rest of parts of speech acts will be discussed by my partner, Sherilyn Kitang.
Good day everyone, especially to you, Sir Torres. Before I proceed to my topic, let me introduce myself first. I am Sherilyn Kitang from BTBT Duaf 2C. So my topic assigned is it's all about electionary act, the intended significance or function behind the utterance. Example is promising and ordering. So the electionary act is the action of speaker performs when they say something. Kung yung speaker is kung mag-perform kung may sinasabi siyang something. So, intention of doing something right there, utterance, kung paano nila yung paano nila ibigkas. So, it's not just about the words. Hindi lang siya about the words being said. Hindi lang siya nakafocus kung ano yung sinasabi. So, but the intended effect or force behind them, like requesting, promising, or warning. It's doing of something through language rather than just saying. That is electionary act. The perlocutionary act, the actual effect the utterance has on the listener. Example, persuading and frightening. So, perlocutionary act naman is the effect of or consequence an utterance has on the listener, on the speaker. So intended audience it's the result of saying something rather than like acting of saying. So when we're saying that, it's also include persuading, convincing, scaring, inspiring, and other more, or etc. So the listener through feelings or action. And that.
Hi everyone, I am Samson Hadiza S from BTBTED 2C, and my assigned topic is all about Speech Act by John Searle. So before that, let me define again what is Speech Act. So Speech Act, it is an action performed via speaking, such as making statement, giving command, asking questions, or even making a promise. So according to John Searle, there are 5 Speech Act. The first one, we have assertives. So assertive, it is speech act wherein the speaker states a fact, belief, or even opinion. So the main goal of this is to express something that the speaker believes to be true. So for example, we have the statement, it is going to rain, and that statement is giving an opinion. Or the sky is blue, the statement is stating a fact. And last example, we have she is the best player of the game, and that is claiming, it is making a claim rather. So the purpose of this, it is to provide information or make a statement. So in short, assertive, it is the speaker are telling or describing or even claiming something that the speaker believes to be true. So next, we have directives. So this type of speech act aims at getting the listener to do something. So the purpose of this is to cause the listener to take some action. For example, the speaker are going to make a request like, please open the window. Or the speaker can also give a command like, stop talking. Or the speaker can give suggestions like, you should see a doctor. So directives, in short, directive, the speaker tries to make the listener perform a specific actions. And the next speech act is commissive and to be reported by Mr. Truza.
Good evening to each and everyone. I am Melvin Atilano from Bitibited WAP 2C. My assigned topic is all about speech of John Searle, the Declaration. Speech of John Searle, the Declaration. Speech act theory explain how words can not only inform but also perform action through speech. Ito speech theory ni John Searle, ni-explain ito kung paano hindi lang mini-minito paano yung salitang na-inform, pero paano din ito mag-perform. Kumbaga paano ito, kumbaga in a short word with action. Ganyan po siya. Pero si John Searle, meron po siya 5 speech act types: assertive, commissive, directive, declaratory or declaration, and expressive. In John Searle's speech act theory, a declarative is a type of speech act that brings about a change in the world by virtue of being uttered. These acts are characterized by their ability to alter the situation or create a new through the act of speaking. Dito sa declarative, short explanation ko na lang or explain ko na lang maikli para mas maintindihan. It means yung hindi lang sa inward by virtue, hindi lang sa paniniwala natin. Pwede rin ito magbago ng pagbigkas. Ganyan po siya. Then, yung mga example ng speech of John Searle's the Declaration, yung example niya, ito yung example niya. I pronounce you husband and wife in the wedding ceremony. You are fired in a workplace. Or I declared war in international politics are all example of declarative speech acts. Yan siya. Yung mga example nito, formal to siya. Nandiyan na po yung I now pronounce you a husband and wife. Yan dyan, ginagamit yung pananalita na yan ay ng mga wedding official. Like example, mga pari. Ginagamit din yan ng mga pari. Kasi Ginagamit din yan sila ng mga pari kasi only the priest or wedding or other or wedding official can declared in siya yung makakapagdeklara sa isang tao na magpakasal or na kasal na sila. Hindi pwedeng civilian like sa atin, mga tao, ordinaryong tao, hindi tayo. Pwede din. Depende kasi ito lahat sa sitwasyon natin. Hindi basta-basta ito. For example, yung tatay mo, I will declare you with my son and your daughter to become a wife and husband. It means, na-declare na nila na yung anak nila at saka yung na mag-asawa na. Tapos, para magiging formal na talaga to, kailangan natin ng pari or mga wedding official para ma-declare dito na official na talaga. Pagkatapos, nandito na naman yung isa is yung you are fired. Diyan din, depende din yun siya like kanina, sa tatay, sa nanay, sa pari para maging official. Dito din, para maging official, ito, dirito yun din to pwedeng sabihin ng kapwa empleyado mo. Kung hindi, yung nakakataas pa sa'yo, mas nakakataas pa sa kanya, mas nakakataas pa sa kanya, or for short, nakakataas-taasan. Pero yung same level mo, they did not have a power to say it to you, to declare you anyone they want. Hindi nila kayong basta-basta maiutos or magdeklara na kung anong bagay-bagay. Only yung nakakataas lang sa inyo. Example, you are fired. Ang makakadeklara lang yan, for example, sinabi ni manager na you are fired. Yung kataas-taasan ni manager, kung approve sa kanya, approve din sa taas. Therefore, declared ni owner ni manager, fired ka na. Hindi pwede nung kasama mo. Para maging formal, dadaan ito sa mas kataas-taasan nila. Then sa I declared a war. Yan, ginagamit yan dyan. International politics, yung sinasabi dyan. Mga government official lang yan. Pwede magdeklara ng gera or mga rebelde. Yan lang yan. Dalawa lang yan sa kanila. Yung magkalaban na yung pwede mag-declare. Hindi pwede yung hindi leader. Dapat yung leader to leader. Kasi kapag tauhan lang magdeklara ng gera, hindi aprobado ng hindi yun siya formal. It can cause an error or it can cause a chaos against magkakaroon siya ng gulo. Kaya doon sinasabi niyan mga government higher official or mga official. Meron pa yan sa judge din para maging formal din. I pronounce you a guilty. Then din kailangan din dyan ng mga judge. Yung mga judge din yung magpro-pronounce kung guilty ka or hindi. Yan na ngayon sinasabi nila, they can change the word of virtue to reality. Yan yung sinasabi nila kanina sa first slide second, third slide pala what I mean. Doon. And dito sa real world application dito nakalagay declaration are used in legal setting only. Legal setting weddings, political context and other situation where change are made through the act of speaking. Legal setting and other situation where change. Ito dito sa other situation yung mga sinasabi ko depende sa mga ibang sitwasyon. Yung kanina sinasabi ko yung anak ng tatay, tapos yung sinabi ng tatay na ganito dito, ganito yung setting niya. I think you get what I'm talking about. By the way, I am Melvin Atilano from Bitibitedwap 2C.
Hey everyone, I am Eunice May Salazar from BTV TED 2C, and I am the leader of Group 6. My topic is all about models of communication. The first is Aristotle's communication model. It focuses on a speaker, speech, and audience, a linear model highlighting. Example, a politician is giving a speech to garner votes, or a professor is delivering a lecture to educate students. Next is Berlow's SMCR model. It consists of source, message, channel, and receiver. It emphasizes the importance of the communication skills of both sender and receiver. Example, a teacher lecturing to students about a topic via spoken words in a classroom. Whereas a teacher is the source, student is the receiver, a topic is a message, and the spoken words is the channel. That's all. Thank you.
Laswell's model of communication, a foundation in understanding communication. Developed by Harold D. Laswell in 1948, this model simplifies communication into 5 essential questions, providing a clear framework to analyze communication process. It remains highly influential in communication studies, especially in mass communication and media effects. So first is we have this step-by-step of Laswell's communication. The core formula of Laswell's model is step 1 is who. Step 1 is the communicator or sender irritating the message. Step 2 says what the message or content is being conveyed. And step 3 is which channel is the medium used, such as TV, printer, or social media. Or social media. So step 4 is to whom, the target, or to kanino mo siya isa-send, or the target receiver or audience the message. So step 5 is the last step is the outcome with what effect. So the step 5 is with what effect the outcome of or impact the message on the receiver. So who the communicator or the sender. The components refers to individual or entity originating the message, could be the person organizing or media outlet responsible for crafting and delivering content. Understanding the communication's identity, credibility, and intent is vital for analyzing the communication's effectiveness and potential biases. So this is we have this three we have this role of the sender's influence in examples. So role of the sender is initiates the communication process and shape the message. Second is the sender's influence determines how the message is perceived based on authority and reputation. So these are the examples, no? The politicians, journalists, and advertisers. So next is says what, the message content. Says what components captures the message or content being relayed. This contains the information or ideas or emotions encoded by the sender. The clarity, framing, and the tone of the message significantly influence how it is understood by the audience. The Shannon and Weaver model of communication. The Shannon and Weaver model in 1949 revolutionized how we understand message transmission. It was first designed for telecommunication system and laid the groundwork for today's information theory. So, here are the origins and purpose. So, developers each Claude Shannon, the engineer, and Warren Weaver, the mathematician and at Bell Labs. So their goal is optimize communication systems like telephone lines and radio signals. So gumawa ang developers ng this model of communication is to optimize communication system like telephone lines and radio signals. So the key components of the model: information source, which is the one originates the message, example, person and computer. That is the information source. The second is transmitter, encodes message into signals like microphone or phone. For example, yung ginagawa ko ngayon. The third is the channel, the medium carrying the signals such as airways or cables. Like in modern technology now is may mga mic na yung phones natin, and di na kailangan ng airwaves or cables. So this third is noise source, interference that distorts the message like static or background noise. Kumbaga ito yun sa mga radio, noise source. So fifth is the receiver. This receiver is the decode or the reconstruct the message, for example a speaker or phone. So ito yung receiver. For example ako receiver of the destination naman is the intended target is receive the message. For example, someone calls me, like sa mga phone na yan. So ako yung nakakatanggap ng mga message nila through phones. So ito process breakdown. Phone call, for example, there's the element, role, and examples. So the element, the source, the role is initiate message, and for example this person is speaking, so that's it. Then the second is transmitter, encodes the message